Peace, love, and light. What's going on, people? It's Kevin now, B.W.O. We own that. Holla at y'all a little bit. Show y'all some things that I've been looking at and some things that we talked about. I want to show y'all some footage real quick of a UFO incident that supposedly happened at the Dome of the Rock in Israel, right? Let me type that in real quick. (2017). So we're gonna put in Dome of the Rock UFO 2017. Hit that search real quick. Bam. So we go 2 months. This is from Son of Ma Barker. That's who put this up. Let's take a look. I'm gonna throw this on full screen so y'all can take a look. We're gonna look together.
Another UFO orb video has just surfaced that occurred over Jerusalem just last week. I think it's very similar to what happened above the Dome of the Rock back in February 2011.
And you gotta check the dates too.
They're capturing the bright orb.
You know what I mean? The dates when they said that this was going on. Because that's ill too.
And then it does some strange things, and then just shoot straight up. So check out this. It's really something.
I took notes on this shit. I'm gonna tell you. So this shit happened on a this shit was on a 111, on a 111 shit. And codes and shit. And that 111 resonate. So that's what. Alright, so you see the light up there. You can hear the muffled talking in the back. But this is Israel, alright? We're gonna look at Israel after we finish watching this shit. This Israel. That's the, you know what I mean, it's the Dome of the Rock. You know what I mean, one of the most sacred religious sites, you know what I mean, so they say, you know what I mean, in the world. You know what I mean, when dealing with Judaism, you know what I mean, and that whole thing. So we got religion in the mix. But even before that, this is the Dome of the Rock. If you think that the Israelis don't have that place secured, you're sadly mistaken. So one, we got these lights there, and then they just, bam, they just disappear. Alright? Let's go back. Let's look at it again. Let's look at that. Let's look at that part again. They just disappear, just like that, and you hear that in the background. All right, so they say this is another UFO orb seen over Jerusalem on January 2017. That's the 1 and the 9. Yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna deal with the codes yet. We gonna go, and we gonna. Let's do a search. Let's do a search like this. Let's do a search for security at the Dome of the Rock. Jerusalem. That is happening over Jerusalem with these numbers. We'll get into it, man. We'll get into that later. Alright, how to visit Temple Mount and Dome of the Rock. Let's go to Earth Trekkers and see what they talk about. See what they say. There's a nice family of Earth Trekkers. Star Trek shit. There's the Dome of the Rock. So let's see what it says. How to visit Temple Mount and Dome of the Rock. Temple Mount is one of the most important religious sites in the world. Located on Temple Mount is the Dome of the Rock, one of the most recognizable structures in Jerusalem. The golden dome of the Rock is seen from the Western Wall, Mount of Olives, Tower of David, and many of Jerusalem's city streets. All right. A visit to Temple Mount is a popular pop-ups. Let me remove the pop-up. Stupid. All right. So look, a visit to Temple Mount is a popular activity on many tourist itineraries, but getting in is not so easy. Visiting hours are limited. There are restrictions for non-Muslims, and lines can be long. All right, you got that so far? Here are the things you should know before going to Temple Mount. Visiting Temple Mount and the Dome of the Rock. What is Temple Mount? Well, we're going to go through it all. Drop that earth trigger. The Temple Mount is a large platform constructed on top of one of the hills in the old city of Jerusalem. It is the holiest site in the world in Judaism, the third holiest site in the world in Islam after Mecca and Medina, and an important site for Christians. All right. For Jewish people, Temple Mount is also called Mount Moriah. It is here that the first two temples were built, and this is the location for the Holy of Holies. To avoid walking on the Holy of Holies, many Jewish people will not walk on Temple Mount, since the exact location of the Holy of Holies is not known. Jewish people now pray at the Western Wall, which structurally is a retaining wall for Temple Mount. For Muslims, Temple Mount is known as the Noble Sanctuary or Haram al-Sharif. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, Al-Aqsa, we ain't gonna even touch on that. The Al-Aqsa Mosque is the third holiest site in the world in Islam. The Dome of the Rock is a shrine that contains the foundation stone and marks the spot where Muhammad ascended into heaven. Muslims once faced this place to pray until Muhammad changed the direction of prayers to Mecca after a revelation from Allah. All right, you got that so far? Controversy over Temple Mount. Since the Crusades, Temple Mount has been managed by the Muslim Waqf. The Waqf security guards are Palestinians who get paid by the country of Jordan. Since Temple Mount is located in the old city of Jerusalem, both Israel and Palestine lay claim to it, which is still a major issue in the Arab-Israeli conflict. All right, you getting that so far? So, until the mid-20th century, non-Muslims were not permitted on Temple Mount. Since 1967, non-Muslims have been permitted to enter the site, but prayer is forbidden. Now let's look at the Temple Mount visiting hours. For non-Muslim visitors, the visiting hours are Sunday through Thursday, 7:30 to 11 a.m. and 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. during summer, and Sunday through Thursday, 7:30 to 10 a.m. and 12:30 to 1:30 during winter. Temple Mount is closed to tourists on Fridays, Saturdays, and during Muslim holidays. All right. We're going to go and check out, we can check out the dates and the times that this stuff was put up and what days they said it was happening. We can go back on Google and find out what day that was on the calendar, right? We can do all this stuff, but I'm going to leave that for you to do. So it says during peak seasons, plan on arriving at least an hour early since queues can be long and only limited numbers of people are allowed to enter. There is no charge to visit Temple Mount. Yeah, just the charge to get there. All right. Do y'all wanna see where to enter Temple Mount, or the Jewish people? Y'all wanna know about the dress code, Dome of the Rock, and Al-Aqsa? Well, let's talk about the Dome of the Rock since that's where it happened, right? Boom. Non-Muslims are not permitted to enter the Dome of the Rock or Al-Aqsa Mosque. So if you ain't Muslim, you can't even enter the Dome of the Rock or Al-Aqsa mosque. And if you not want a peace, you can't enter. So we were scolded for just trying to peek inside of the Dome of the Rock. That's the trekkers. And they was gonna try to get their way in anyway, right? Just trying to get a peek inside of the Dome of the Rock. So let's wrap it up. You know what I mean? Just wanted to say, as you can see, that area, Dome of the Rock, and this is nighttime. Don't know what time, but we know the hours. You know what I mean? That is open. January would have been winter, right? So Sunday through Thursday, 7:30 to 10 a.m. That's 7:30. I don't even know if that's a.m. to 10 a.m. or if that's 7:30 p.m. to 10 a.m. or 12:30 to 1:30. It might just be them 3 hours. It might just be 7:30 or 2.5 hours to 10 and the 12:30 to 1:30. You know what I mean? Which is an hour during the winter. So in the shadow hours or nighttime, it's not even open. Not open on, that's Temple Mount. That's I don't know if that's the Dome of the Rock, but just saying. All that to say that the place is a busy place. You know what I mean? It is a site that people want to come see. It's a site that people want to take pictures of, whether it's daytime or nighttime. You know what I mean? Definitely, because you saw from the video that, you know what I mean, it was lit up nighttime, right? This is all 6 videos of the Temple Mount UFO. This is January 2011. It says it's captured by 5 different people. 5 different people. Like 5. Motherfucker. There's hundreds of thousands of people there. I mean, y'all can watch it if you want to. That wasn't the point of it. The point is, you know what I mean, motherfuckers is shooting footage of what they saying are UFOs over a well-recognized spot in the world. You know what I mean? And only a little bit of footage comes out, right? You don't hear no news about it in Jerusalem news itself. You know what I'm saying? They still dealing with what they dealing with, which is the beef between, you know what I mean, Palestinians and them. And some other shit, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have to start looking at this stuff, you know what I mean, through some filter lenses. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to make hoaxes nowadays. Motherfuckers got green screens and all kind of shit. CGI effects and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's nice to see, you know what I mean, a UFO or unidentified flying object. I can say I have seen one. An unidentified flying object. Several. However, in the situation that we in, motherfucker, if you the help, you need to come through and go ahead and start with the help. Don't just put on no light show. You know what I mean? Shit, I can do that. I can go see that on the 4th of July. You know what I mean? You gotta start putting this stuff in perspective. Cause, you know what I mean? If you got crafts, you got all this technology, and you just sitting around watching, you know what I mean, while this shit is popping off, I don't know if I want to fuck with you anyway. You know what I mean? If you can watch a motherfucker drop a mother of all bombs on a place, you know what I mean, and nothing, miss me with that. You know what I mean? Innocent people is dying. Well, is that some type of extraterrestrial entertainment? Or you just sit back, you know what I mean, inside the craft, watching through the screen, you know what I mean, and watch this. They about to drop a bomb right now. They about to drop it. Boom. No intercession. Wake up. You know what I mean? Like, you here, we here. You know what I mean? And the only thing that's only beings that's gonna address it is the ones that's affected by it, and that's us. So what we gonna do? Like I dig UFO footage too. However, we got natural disasters popping off. You know what I mean? We got motherfuckers with their fingers on buttons, you know what I mean, ready to shoot bombs. We got motherfuckers, you know what I mean, who have monetized the entire planet. Everything is for sale. You know what I mean? On a planet where the abundance comes freely. The work that you had to do was ensuring that the abundance kept on replenishing. Farmer, you know what I mean? Take care of the animals. Domesticate it. So, but what we spending all our energy, time in, you know what I mean? What we spending that on? What we looking for? It's somebody right now, what is it, Sunday? It's somebody in church right now. You know what I mean? Calling up into the sky for the help. You the help. If you're sitting in church, you must believe the narrative, right? If you believe the narrative, you know what I mean, that you getting in church, then you have to admit that you was given dominion over it. You know what I mean? You was given dominion over the air, fish of the sea, plants in the ground. Your garden. I don't know. But I just wanted to, you know what I mean, touch on that real quick, you know what I mean? So we can get this UFO and alien stuff in the air. Cause we're gonna have to get to that. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to address that. Because it was addressed to us. You know what I mean? Scissor that, you know what I mean, whatever you want to call, you know what I mean, that conscious force already came through, compiled all this stuff that got through at us into a nice little package. Put it in a bowl. Here you go. This is everything that they threw at you. Walk you through all the religions, right? Well, you wasn't peeping. You know what I mean? When he walked you through the religions, what did he tell you? What did you get? You know what I mean? The misconceptions or the outright lies of the religions. So when you got brought, you know what I mean, up to the UFO shit, what did you think you was going to get when you got there? The inconsistencies and lies about that shit. Some motherfuckers went and did the research. We got footage and all that shit compiled. You know what I mean? Excellent footage. But are they the help? You know what I mean? Are they the ones that's going to come, you know what I mean, and fix this shit? It don't seem like it. Right? You got all this footage. You'll meet a couple of, you know what I mean, you'll meet a few people. But what? Where they at? Let's find them. Let's find the abductees and the people who've had contact, who've gotten these spiritual messages, and let's see what's going on. Let's see where they at. Let's see what they building on. You know what I mean? Are they creating that place that we talking about? You know what I mean? Shit, think about this. You build that place, and it's somewhere that they can come. You know what I mean? If that's what it is. If you know what I mean, if you looking for motherfuckers to exchange information and technology with, you know what I mean? But why you exchange technology with them? You gotta ask all these questions, you know, to get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. Because while all that is going on, guess what? We're still out here catching hell, still getting shot in the street. Bills are still coming in the motherfucking mail. You know what I mean? Rent still due. Gas still costs what it costs. You know what I mean? And all that shit still going on. You come in a motherfucking craft that don't operate on none of this shit. You can't give that to the people. You can't find an enclave on this whole vast joint. You know what I mean? You can't even institute a city and be like, come here. And we got you? Because you got all this technology. You zipping through, you mean, you folding, you doing all that. The motherfuckers is like, you mean, the star children. Like, your parents come in the craft, they do all this, they just hang around in the sky. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Make it make sense. Because like I said, I seen UFOs too. But when I sit back, you know what I mean, in my frame of mind, and I look back and think about where I was and the proximity and all this, like you can do all that. You can come in, you next to the base, you're not making no sound, da 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 da. You do all that. Nothing. That's like 90 something when that particular, you know what I mean, event happened. But what was it for? You know what I mean? It becomes a wake up. When you see things that you know what I mean, that you cannot identify. You don't know what it is. And that's from many different reasons. You know what I mean? It might be lighting, you know what I mean, because of shadow hours, you know what I mean, and you can't make out all the details. It might be whatever. You know what I mean? It simply means you are not able to identify it. You can't say it's a aircraft or a jet because you know what I mean your perception of an aircraft or a jet and what it does, sounds it makes, what it might look like, that's not what that thing is. So it becomes unidentified, right? However, again, back to the technology, back to, you know what I mean, what's, you know what I mean, the narrative on these beings, technology that they got. You cannot convince me that you scared of the motherfuckers that's here. That makes no sense. If they're getting their technology from you and the technology that you're giving them is still some adolescent technology compared to what you have, it makes no sense. You have to start reasoning this stuff out. You know what I mean? And to get to the meat and potatoes of it. But I ain't gonna get so I'm not gonna get so involved in it, you know what I mean, that I'm not peeping, you know what I mean, what is right in front of me and right around me. My enemy that's in front of me. You get what I'm saying? I have to deal with that. Anyway, Kevin L, B.W.O. You know what I mean? Just chopping it up. I don't know. Leave a comment. Love, light, and peace. Mm-hmm.